Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And our guest this evening is Rochelle, I get it right yet, Sport, the district director for the 2nd Essex District. And this is TBR, and I'm George Binns. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And, well, what does a district director do?
Well, I like to say that it's kind of like going on field trips every day.
Yeah.
I go to different places with the senator, different district events in Beverly, Salem, Peabody, and Danvers. Sometimes I have to go by myself to represent the senator if she has to be in another location at the same time.
Yeah.
But it affords me the pleasure and honor to meet folks like yourself.
Yeah.
And different constituents in our district.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's how I guess got to meet you, because the senator has a office hours first Monday of the month
Yes.
at the Beverly Senior Center,
Mm-hmm.
and she's usually there with you.
Yes.
But I've been there several times, and you've had to solo it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I notice you're having one of these meetings and you're taking voluminous notes of what's going on.
Yes.
So I guess part of the job is remind the senator that this is what was said, and this kind of thing. What do you do about it when somebody comes, like a lot of times somebody will come up to one of these meetings and they've got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
How does that get handled?
So I put it into, we keep track of it in a spreadsheet for our constituent services staff to reference. We have two personnel who speak directly to constituents who have problems that they can't solve themselves. So
Yeah.
they reach out to Senator Lovely's office, and either one of them will call or email the constituent to find out exactly how they can help them, how we can help them. Often it's that they need help with an unemployment claim, or to reach out to an entity that that our staff has a direct line to, a direct person to help them. And then there's follow-up. You know, sometimes they have to speak to them numerous times until hopefully we can get their issue resolved.
Yeah. Well, I know I ran into a problem once when my granddaughter was in college, and couldn't resolve it. And eventually I called up Jerry Paracella's office and got in touch with his chief of staff, I think, at the time. And he chased around for the better part of a year until he could find the right guy at the right place.
Yes.
That says, "Oh, I can take care of that."
Well, that's awesome.
And it disappeared. The problem went away.
Sometimes it takes longer depending on the situation, but
Yeah, because you can get into some of these situations. They get pretty complicated. Government is a complicated business.
it is.
Yeah. So you mentioned there's two people that that's their sole function. is
Yes.
to-
Yes, we all work together
Mhm.
to help each other, but
They're primary.
primarily they
Yeah.
work with the constituents,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, how many people are on the staff?
Well, and as of Monday, we will have 5 staff, and then we have the chief of staff, Robert McCarthy, and then of course the senator.
Yeah. So is you as the district director,
Yes.
you've got 2 constituent services, I
Yes.
guess you call them.
Yes,
And 1 communication director.
yes.
What am I missing?
And we have a legislative director. And the communications director will also assist with legislative issues.
What does the legislative director do?
So they work directly with the senator and the chief of staff with legislation to assist in getting all the information that the senator needs to present her bills. On days that are formal sessions, they often go with the senator to the Senate chambers, and if she needs any additional information, they will get that to her.
Yeah, so they're her backup when she's
Yes.
on stage, or more or less.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a pretty good sized staff. And, well, the second Essex district is kind of large. There are, what, three cities?
Four.
Four
Well,
ci-
3 cities in a town.
Three cities in a town,
Danvers,
yeah.
yes.
So that's a lot of people. And these issues that keep coming up that you get involved with because somebody shows up at, I assume you have these office hours, if you will, at different locations besides the Beverly Senior Center?
Yes, on the first Monday when we leave Beverly, we go to the Salem Council on Aging, and then the following week we go to Peabody Council on Aging, and we have a session with the residents at Brooksby Village, and then if there's a holiday, we skip a week, but then we'll go to the Danvers Council on Aging and Brothers Deli in Danvers.
What's the last one again?
Brothers Deli in Danvers.
Oh.
Yeah,
That sounds like fun.
it is.
People just show up there and
Yeah.
just like this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, constituents don't necessarily need an appointment. Some make an appointment, but it's first come, first served, and
Yeah,
we'll stay until everyone has their chance to speak with the senator.
yeah. So, how long have you been doing this?
It'll be 2 years in August.
Oh, what got you into that business?
Well, I was for a long time the assistant city clerk in the Salem elections office, and I decided it was time for a change, so I retired, but I knew I wasn't going to stay retired. And a friend told me that Senator Lovely was looking for additional staff, and I applied for the job. At the time, Bob McCarthy, our chief, was already established in the office, so I interviewed with him and the senator, and next thing you know, I've got the honor and the pleasure of having this job.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. What kind of a background does it take to get into one of these government jobs?
Well, I happen to have a bachelor's degree, but I think anyone who has an interest in learning about legislation and working with the senator and finding out what they do, I think that you can do it.
Well, the chief of staff in Jerry Paracella's office when he was state rep, I guess he already had his degree in some sort of government stuff, and he was working on his master's at the time. And I guess he had since moved on from Jerry's office to something else. Is that your goal in life, to get around in government more, or are you just comfortable?
I'm often asked if I would run for office. I don't think so. At this point, I don't think so, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to come in the future. So.
Yeah. Where do you live in Salem?
I lived in Salem, born and raised in Salem.
Okay, so you would run for some office in Salem. Yeah.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah. Well, election season is coming up. You got to make up your mind quick.
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You've given up on these the charts because
No.
I guess you had to turn them all in.
Yes, it's a little too late.
Yeah, you're saved again.
Yes.
Okay. So you've been in this business for a while. How do you think the state is working is functionally?
I think that there are a lot of moving parts, and from what I've seen, the executive team and the senators and the representatives work hard all day, every day, despite the fact that some folks might not think so.
Yeah.
I firsthand see how hard Senator Lovely works. Sometimes she works 7 days a week. She works to ensure that her constituents are well cared for, and she is the voice for them,
Yeah.
for us.
Well, I guess the first phase of immediate action when you've got a problem is go to your state rep. And at what point does someone want to move up the chain a bit and get the senator involved in it? Is there a differentiation on what kind of problems the senator handles versus the kind that state rep handles, or it's just who answers the phone first?
Yeah, I don't think there's a differentiation. We all answer or assist in the same kinds of situations. Sometimes I think it's up to the individual who they reach out to. Often I've heard that, a couple times I've heard that a constituent will reach out to their rep and the senator
Yeah,
just for additional help.
yeah,
But we all work, sometimes we have to work in tandem
yeah.
to make sure that the situation is handled in the way that it should to benefit the constituent.
Well, you get into like the situation, I guess, of what kind of situations do you typically get involved with? What's the typical problem that people show up with at one of these office hours?
So mostly, unfortunately, it's folks that are on unemployment, and because they need the funding, it's hard for them to wait, and there can be a wait. So our constituent services staff will reach out to the unemployment to check the status of their claim. Some folks need help with insurance. It's just that they can't get in touch with someone. So our constituent services staff has direct contacts in different organizations that they can speak on behalf of the constituent to kind of expedite
Yeah.
the situation for resolution.
Well, how long does it take to get acclimatized to that kind of an environment so you can find the right places?
Well, luckily, one of our constituent services staff has been doing this job for a number of years, so he was able to assist with Annie. She's our newest constituent services staff member, to help her get her own way to speak with the contacts.
Yeah.
So they have to work in tandem as well.
So it's a learning process that
Yes.
you depend on the old pro. That's, whoever he is, he'd probably be upset with that. But
Institutional knowledge is excellent.
okay, it's very good. Yeah, you must have been an English major.
Yes.
Okay. And to get involved in the system, and at the same time, you've got to know who to go to when somebody comes up at the table at one of these office hours, or out of the district, or in the district, I guess they are. So how long does it take you to get acclimatized to that?
Well, luckily, since I worked in the elections office, it's a forward-facing job, so I worked with voters in Salem and residents in Salem, so it's very much a customer service-based job, so that helped me get acclimated to this new role that I'm in, because we get lots of phone calls from constituents to the office. But also we get people coming to visit Senator Lovey's office at the State House. So I'm used to speaking with folks that come in for assistance.
You use the phrase forward-facing.
So some roles are like out front, like we have to speak directly to the constituent rather than just over the phone. It's a face-to-face.
Oh, okay. So people actually come to the office,
Yes.
and your desk is there.
That's right.
And then knock on your desk. Yeah. So, like I said, you've been at this business 2 years now, and you still haven't decided where you're going to run for office, or is that the next path?
You'll be the first to know, George.
So, obviously, you got into this business because you're interested in helping people. Where did that come from?
I don't know. Maybe it's just something that I was born to do, but my mother had a job like this. She worked at an office where she was also helping people. My grandmother was a dietitian, so she always had a job where she helped people. Maybe it's hereditary, I don't know.
Yeah. And you became an English major.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't think of teaching.
No.
No. It ain't so bad. I tried it once, but I cheated. I taught in a parochial school.
Oh.
You don't have a problem twice with a kid in a parochial school, even in this day and age. Yeah. So that's a different ball game. So, what seems to be, you seem to say that most of the problems have to do with unemployment and insurance. This is what, state unemployment, state insurance? Okay. And what seems to be the cause of these problems?
It could be any number of reasons. Layoff from a job. Sometimes we have folks that live in Massachusetts, they've worked out of state, and then they have to put in a claim. It varies. It could be anything. There's not one cookie cutter reason why someone would need to file a claim. And we do our best to help them.
So these are mostly problems where people are trying to get unemployment compensation for the first time, as opposed to I've been on it for a while and all of a sudden it disappeared,
Right.
or something happened.
Right, and it's all new. I mean, if you've never done it before, how would you know how long it takes, or the process? So we do our best to guide them through and help them see through to the end to make sure that they can get their funds, because everyone needs every bit of funds that they can get.
Oh yeah, in this day and age
Yes.
with the problems and everything is. I filled up my gas tank. It was $60 the other day.
Wow.
Jeez. That's a sticker shock, I tell you.
Yes.
So it's a lot of different problems that come up, and I can imagine that somebody gets laid off or fired, or I guess it's a different thing if you get fired as opposed to laid off, as far as collecting unemployment compensation. And there's a limit to it also. And I guess, is there a way that the senator's team can come up with an approach where someone who has ran out of the unemployment compensation, and what do they do now?
Well, in that case, I'm not really sure if they can, if the senator can necessarily extend it. It has to go with the rules of the unemployment. So constituent services staff, I'm sure, would reach out and find out the particulars, and then, help any way that they can based on the regulations of the unemployment office.
Would they go so far as to try to find them another job?
If it's possible, they'll work with. I don't know if they could basically, ensure that they can get a job, but they might be able to recommend someone else that they could speak to aid them in that search.
Yeah, that's the other half of the problem is even at the state level, government is a big business, and there's lots of bits and pieces to it, and trying to understand or just get familiar with all the bits and pieces, I guess, is the real challenge. Is
Yes.
when you go to the senator's office and say, I got a problem, and you can describe the problem to somebody like yourself or to the senator, and you guys have to come up with, what's that real problem, and what's the real organization that can help that, as opposed to,
Right.
well, you go see him, and well, you ought to go see him, and and I think that was part of the problem that I was having with my granddaughter's situation, that you talk to one group and, well, that's not quite our bailiwick. Why don't you talk to, and they were very good about giving me another phone number,
Yeah.
but fortunately it wasn't a payphone. But you get into this game of keep trying different people, and trying to find the answer. And I guess that's a major part of the business is you've got a group that's knowledgeable about how government works and who does what, where,
Yes.
and how. And when a problem comes up, you can get them pretty close. Maybe not necessarily to the exact right spot, but you get them close enough so that they get a one reference to
Right.
the solution. Kind
Connecting the dots.
of. Yeah. So you've been at it for 2 years. When do you think you're going to be ready to become a constituent advocate?
What is
Let's
that?
see.
What would that entail? Do I have to have another job and wear another hat?
Yeah, because you're almost doing that now, where you're referring. Again, we talk about the people that come into one of these office hours, and they sit down and explain a problem to you. And yeah, it's an easy thing to say, just pass them off to the constituent advocate that you have in the office. But at the same time, I've seen you and I've seen Senator Lovely make recommendations to people as to, well, this is what you need to do and this is what you have to have. And again, a lot of the game is when you go to talk to somebody, do you have the right paperwork with you? And that gets to be an interesting challenge at times to, what do you really need to get your point across? Or to get something started, get the ball rolling,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
So I guess the question is, how close are you to that?
I think I kind of do it already.
So you've already assimilated that.
A little bit,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. I mean, it's challenging, but it's rewarding, especially if we can come to a resolution for the person so that they're happy. Because everyone who calls, it's upsetting, whatever the situation
Oh,
is,
yeah.
and we do our very best to kind of ease their minds and to lessen their anxiety about what's going on.
Yeah. So that again is part of the problem is, can you give them a good start in the right direction, kind of thing. So you're still not ready to move on to something else, huh?
Not yet.
Not yet. Any thoughts about what next?
I don't know.
I don't know.
As long as Senator Lovely is in office, I will be with her.
Well, that's another thing too, is to develop the camaraderie and the fancier words for how you can work together.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a good team.
good team. Well, that's, I guess, the chief of staff's job is to make sure that it's a team that's playing together as opposed to a bunch of prima donnas that are running off in their own direction.
That's right.
Yeah.
I told him it's like herding cats.
I've heard that so many times, but it really describes the situation well. My grandson and his wife moved in with us, and they brought 2 cats with
Oh
them.
boy.
And they're interesting. Try to get them to go someplace or do something is challenging.
Minds of their own.
Oh, yeah. So I can imagine what the challenge is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And as I mentioned several times, if you've got a comment about this subject or any subject, send me an email. My email address is in the credits. And if you got a longer comment you want to make, there's room for you here at the table. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, George.